Hello and welcome to NCC News at 4:45. I'm Logan Raddick.
And I'm Connor Morissette.
Topping the news at this hour, 2 people were arrested this afternoon after a drug bust outside of the Salvation Army thrift shop located at South Getty Street. Police say that the pair were arrested on minor outstanding warrants, and the names of the individuals have yet to be released, but police say this may be the first of many drug busts in the area. Former Clarkson University soccer coach Nick Hillary was found not guilty in the 2011 murder case of his ex-girlfriend's son, Garrett Phillips. The Potsdam native was accused of strangling 12-year-old Phillips to death, but remains adamant that he was innocent. Hillary was arrested 3 years after the murder of Phillips was reported, and his trial started earlier this month. Hillary would have faced 25 years to life in prison if he was convicted of second-degree murder.
U.S. Congressman John Katko's bill to stop the distribution of synthetic drugs passed in the House of Representatives on Monday night. Katko's legislation, adopted in the Dangerous Synthetic Drug Control Act, bans 22 synthetic chemicals, including 11 that are used to make synthetic marijuana, K2. Synthetic marijuana was available in corner stores and head shops for as low as $1. A New York Times article last year labeled Syracuse as Spike Nation because of the surge in the region.
2 core development company executives face a maximum of 20 years in prison if they are convicted for fraud and bribery charges. However, it is likely that Stephen Aiello and Joseph Girardi will not face more than 3 years in prison if they are convicted, according to the U.S. Sentencing Commission. The average sentence for about 7,500 people across the country was 2 years and 3 months. A judge would have to decide whether the pair should be sentenced to consecutive sentences for each charge or have the sentences run at the same time.
New jobs are set to be added at one of Central New York's largest employer. Manufacturing company Welch Allyn plans to add 100 new jobs to its medical equipment factory in Skaneateles. Governor Andrew Cuomo says that the state will provide the company with $12 million in incentives, and Onondaga County will also contribute.
What has happened today is the exact opposite. The state is investing in Welch Allyn, $12 million. County executive, Onondaga County, has stepped up, and they're going to invest and have economic development incentives in Welch Allyn.
Syracuse police have identified 2 of the teens arrested after Tuesday afternoon's fight at Corcoran High School. 18-year-old Shaquem Singleton and 18-year-old Davier Andrews were arrested for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. Singleton is accused of throwing a rock at a patrol car. According to police, there was a crowd that included more than 50 people upon their arrival. Police say they also arrested 3 14-year-olds and 1 13-year-old along with Singleton and Andrews.
2 Henninger High School teens have been charged with stealing a teacher's car. Tuesday afternoon, a Henninger High teacher reported to a school resource officer that their keys and car were missing. A few minutes later, officers spotted the stolen car and found a 13-year-old girl and 14-year-old boy inside. The pair have been charged with 4th-degree grand larceny, criminal possession of stolen property, and 3rd-degree unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. Police have not identified the children because of their age.
And for the 4th year in a row, SAT scores are down in the state of New York. The average total score for students who took the SAT in New York last school year went down 2 points overall from 2014. 2015 school year, according to a College Board report, the average score was 1,467 out of a possible 2,400. Each of the 3 test categories have slightly dipped as well.
With election season right around the corner, some local schools are allowing students to cast their votes. NCC News' Kyra Azado headed to Henninger High School to get the latest.
Henninger is just one school participating in the mock elections. The elections are a part of a greater initiative to prepare students to be civic ready, as well as active, engaged citizens. Henninger social studies teacher Joseph Griefer fully supports the mock elections.
This is probably one of the most important responsibilities of citizenship, so we thought that it would be a great activity for the students to learn, especially the seniors who will be voting for the first time.
One of these seniors is Tyler Mitchell.
Known who I've wanted to vote for a while.
Mitchell says most teens don't know enough to be able to vote, but classes like Mr. Creepers helped him prepare.
Before coming here and doing the ballot, it really opened our eyes on who we want to vote for.
While the mock election helped some students like Mitchell prepare for voting in the real election, other students like Nora Yang, who is unable to vote because he is not a U.S. citizen, to experience what it is like to participate in voting.
This is a really good experience for me because it's I never got a chance to vote or have a say in this government because I usually grow up and I understand this meaning of the culture way by voting by these students and then getting a chance to vote.
The results of Henniger's mock election will be out tomorrow. Reporting from Syracuse, I'm Kyra Azzato, NCC News.
A new study says that researchers might have found the cause of Crohn's disease. Researchers at Case Western Reserve University School of Medicine say that fungus may work together with gut bacteria to cause Crohn's disease. Previous opinions blamed bacteria, genetics, and stress for the onset of the condition. Crohn's disease affects about 1.5 million Americans, most of whom are diagnosed before age 30.
Doctors say a healthy baby boy has been born after the use of a 3-parent technique. Fertility specialists from New York, Cincinnati, and Great Britain did the experimental treatment in Mexico. While this isn't the first time that the technique has been used, it is the first time that it has resulted in a healthy birth. The mother of the baby carried a genetic defect known to cause Leigh syndrome, an incurable disorder which kills brain cells. The disease was responsible for 6 of the women's children's deaths, and the technique has not been approved in the U.S. Tyson Food Incorporated has recalled more than 100,000 pounds of chicken nuggets. Tyson's voluntary recalls comes on the heels of reports saying that hard white plastic was found in some of the chicken nuggets. Tyson says it's issuing a recall out of an abundance of caution, even though it has received a small number of complaints.
The popular Bruegger's on Krause and Marshall closed yesterday afternoon. The store competed with a Dunkin' Donuts across the street, but it is not yet known exactly why the store abruptly shut down. The store is located in the heart of Marshall Street scene and was popular among Syracuse students, residents, and employees of the multiple hospitals in the area. Some students were upset at the closing because they did not want to drive to other locations or use drive-through only locations. One upstate university hospital employee was disappointed with the closing because Dunkin' Donuts was not as convenient.
It's quite upsetting. It's convenient. Dunkin' Donuts is usually busy, and Bruegger's has pretty good coffee.
Coming up next, a school shooting in South Carolina. We'll bring you the latest details on that situation. Also, tensions are rising between the United States and Russia over Syria. Stay tuned to find out what Secretary of State John Kerry had to say to the Russian government.